Season 24 is looking up to be a big season, and yesterday the developers gave us a lot of information early. So we're going to take a look at what's coming in Season 24 and also what Respawn are doing, because it seems they're putting a lot of effort into saving the game for real. Let's start off though with actual changes to the game, because it seems there's going to be a partial rework next season as well as a class rework. You may remember this season we did get the support rework with all of the giant support changes which absolutely monumentally shifted the meta, and the same is happening next season but with Assault Legends. We know this because currently in the promotional art for Season 24 there's a picture of Ballistic, Maggie and Ash, who are Assault Legends, and also Respawn have hinted in the past that other classes will be getting a rework. It also seems within the Assault class, Ash is going to be receiving a mini rework within herself. This was hinted at the other day when a developer said, changes are coming. If you're sleeping on Ash now, I don't think you'll be sleeping on her for much longer. This was in an interview at the ALGS where we got a lot of information for this video, and it does seem that she is going to get a new passive called Dash Jump. So this might be the Ash rework that's been long rumored, or they may have scaled the Ash rework down to just a passive and some buffs. We'll have to see. If I were to guess, they're probably going to change how her ability works, much like how they changed how Loba's ability works, to make it better without a total rework, give her new perks and also a new passive. This is going to be pretty fun. Hopefully it'll bring her back into the light. For the class changes for the Assault class on a whole, we don't really know what they're going to be, but most likely the Assault class overall is going to see some changes to their class passive, and also most of the legends in it are going to get new perks and buffs. For gameplay changes, we have had quite a few major hints to what's happening. Once again, a lot of these hints are directly from developers at the ALGS. The first two hints we got were from an interview the esports mag did with a developer. In this interview, the developer says regarding reworking systems that they want to simplify crafting by saying, first of all, we're going to simplify crafting. We want to intervene because it's important for consumables, but currently we don't like how it's structured very much. Immediately after, we're going to tackle the behavior of the ring. Looking at Valorant and Rainbow Six, for example, it's evident where the objectives will be and where the action will be concentrated. In Apex, it's impossible because the behavior of the ring is unpredictable, even if we have some legends that can do something about it. It's an aspect of the game that's not changed in 5 years, and we believe it's time to do something about it. Now, to those who are confused from this quote, it does seem that the developers are going to make it easier to predict where the next ring is going to be. This is mostly to keep the action concentrated in the game and also make the objective clearer, essentially. They're going to do this with simplifying crafting, and Respawn essentially want to simplify a lot of the overly confusing aspects of the game, which is a huge W because for a long time I've said there's too much happening in an Apex match. Simplify some things and make other things more complex, so people aren't spreading their knowledge out too thin. So these two changes are going to be a net positive when they kick in, which is most likely next season or the season after. In the same interview, a developer did also reveal another big change coming in the future, which I like. The interviewer asked, since you're responsible for several game systems, which one do you think is in dire need of some love? And the developer answered, hop-ups, hands down. These weapon attachments are a great way to introduce weapon mechanics, but the odds of getting the desired weapon and its hop-up in the same game are very low. The problem isn't the mechanics, but how we get them into players' hands. That's about to change. Now, once again from this quote, if you're confused, it seems the devs want to make hop-ups easier to get. I'm going to guess to do this, Respawn are going to lean more into the integrated hop-up system that they did introduce last update, where a few of the weapons on the ground have a built-in hop-up, which is added to the gun to make it more viable to pick up. So I would imagine maybe some guns are going to have a hop-up that unlocks after a certain amount of damage is done, or more guns just have a completely integrated hop-up in the weapon. Honestly, making you evo your weapon to unlock a hop-up is a really good thing, and also it will clear up the loot on the floor massively, because we have to admit, getting a gold and it being a hop-up you don't even want is very annoying. All these questions and answers came from an interview titled "We will be the best competitive shooter," so Apex clearly has a desire to be a big shooter. So the interviewer did ask, do you think Apex will remain a battle royale forever? Which is a good question, because maybe Apex will move more into an arenas game in 10 years or something like that, and the developer did respond, yes, Apex is a community, and there was talk of battle royale fatigue already at the time of its release 5 years ago. We have found our audience of enthusiasts who want more experiences, performances, victories, and triumphs in this game mode. So we will do everything to give them what makes them happy. The fundamental thing about Apex is to keep up with the times, so there will always be references to the past and its history, but for us it's important to be immersed in today's culture. This is essential for new players and veterans who need renewal. With the classic mode, as Overwatch and Fortnite did, we went in search of nostalgia, but also perspective on looking on how the game was, and the progress in these first 5 years is evident. Our goal in the first 10 years of the game is to be the best competitive shooter around. Battle Royale is just a format. We are first and foremost an esports FPS, and we want the best. That was a good answer, so I guess Apex isn't making a pivot into 5v5 defusal modes anytime soon, but it's good to hear that Apex has a plan, I guess. After this, the interviewer asked, Apex has less and less random elements. Is absolute player agency the new frontier of the game? And the developer responded saying, yes, we started this process with shields in season 20 and the feedback was very positive. Removing random elements is important for our user base. In parallel, we're also working on a lot of simplification. Adding game systems creates cognitive fatigue, especially for those who've just begun. We will progressively cut everything that feels too complex. This will allow us to add new things, thus improving the game experience. For everything that comes out, we'll try to add a new thing. This is once again a great answer. I'm very excited about Apex's future because clearly the developers get the current state of Apex. There's too much going on. There's too many systems. It needs to be a lot more simple. So this makes me happy for Apex's future because this interview is with the design director at Respawn, so this guy does have some weight and I'm happy with what he's saying really. I think for the next few months to a year, Apex is going to have a massive push to bring itself back because Respawn have clearly seen that the game is not in the position it's meant to be in. And I think they've realized a lot more because there were rumors a few weeks ago that there's internal stress within the offices as the developers have realized management is essentially holding Apex back. And a few weeks later, we got more rumours that the management team of Apex has been laid off or replaced in a move that's internally referred to as making Apex great again. Now this is just rumours, but if this is true, one of the things that is holding Apex back right now, its management, could genuinely be solved, which could be absolutely huge for the future of Apex. Honestly, in this moment right now, I'm the most excited I've been for Apex's future in a few years, because Apex has hit its lowest of low points. Respawn realizes that this game is cooked if it has one more bad season, and I think they're trying to bring it back. They can't do this though without the content people want, and next season may bring the content people want. There have been rumours that Arenas is going to re-release this season. This comes after it was confirmed a year ago by a developer that Arenas is being reconsidered to be added back to Apex, and within 12 to 24 months. And considering the fact that this interview was around 13 months ago now, we are in the prime time for Arenas to drop again, especially because the hunger for it is so big on Twitter and other platforms as well. We can see from the trailer that it seems to have an arena-like setting on the Thunderdome map, so perhaps it is coming back this season. A few people seem to be really confident that it is. And if it does come back, especially as a permanent mode, Respawn need to work on, maintain and update Arenas, because that was how it died in the first place. It never changed from season 9 to 16, never had any balance changes, and only got a few new maps. It truly never had any actual content or arena exclusive stuff, which did suck because before Arenas came out, Respawn were experimenting with adding an arena only battle pass, which did get scrapped before Arenas came out. Also, next season's going to be an anniversary season, and these are absolutely famous for just being great. They're packed with events, a lot of free things, and also Respawn drop a lot of content during these seasons because they are the most popular season of the year, pretty much always. So the chances of next season being the season that brings everyone back is quite high, but if not, I'm confident future seasons will slowly bring Apex back as it realizes its mistakes and kind of goes, okay, maybe we should actually do content with the microtransactions. Finally, for year 5, ALGS is going to see some changes as well, along with a Legends ban system. So officially, in the highest tiers of competitive Apex, Respawn are going to add a system where you can ban certain Legends from being played in certain matches, which could definitely see itself being implemented into actual Apex, so I've got to cover it. This was announced through this blog, where Respawn said, in year 5 we're looking to increase the number of Legends featured in competition. as well as diversifying gameplay over the course of each series, showcasing players' depth in skill. Here's how the legend bans will work. All legends will be available to select in the first match of the series. After each match, the legend that was picked by the most teams will be removed from the pool of available legends for the remainder of the series. If an entire class of legends does get removed from the pool through this way, like support legends, assault legends, or skirmisher legends, the legend that has been banned the longest will return to the pool of available legends. Legend bans will be used in Pro League Qualifier, and LCQs, and all 3 LAN events. This is going to be really fun to watch. I absolutely cannot wait for this, but it is not coming into normal Apex, only the highest competitive tiers. But considering the fact that Respawn do want to keep competitive Apex and normal Apex kind of tightly knit, there's a reason they don't do separate balancing or separate things for competitive. It would make sense that this system could be introduced into the higher level of ranked play in Apex, like Master and Pred lobbies. I'm pretty excited to see how this one goes, and the fact that in competitive Apex now, they're going to be banning legends, man, I just can't wait to see what gets cooked up, especially because the most popular legends are going to be the ones getting banned. The meta is going to go crazy. Also, if you're not massively into competitive Apex, I think it's the only thing holding Apex up as a whole right now, considering the fact that the ALGS Champs event a few days ago on Twitch saw huge viewing numbers for Apex, only 20% less than last year, which, all things considered, with the game losing around 70% of its player base, that's very good. It shows people still want to play Apex, they just don't want to play Apex. Hopefully some good gameplay changes will actually make people want to play Apex. But subscribe to keep updated, because these next few days are going to be big, you can trust me on that.